We don't know for sure if polls are real, and many of us believe them anyway. The polls are free of audit, so we don't have evidence either way. So instead of asking for evidence, let's try to manage the risk. There's 4 possible scenarios. Either the polls are real and you believe in them, or the polls are not real and you don't believe in them. What if the polls are not real but you believe in them anyway? What if you don't believe in polls but they're real anyway? That's what we're up against here, so let's examine each of these scenarios. Now, it's kind of scary to imagine if polls are real but we don't believe in them, or if polls are not real and we do believe them. On the side where you're in tune with reality, where the polls are real but you believe in them, or you don't believe in fake polls, both of these are more realistic, so I'm going to give them a +5. Now, we also really want to trust authority, so in situations where the polls are actually accurate, then that should be also given a +5. A situation where we're being lied to by the advertising dollars and who else, that's pretty bad. So I'm going to give situations in which polls are fake a -5. Now, beliefs are very important to all of us. We all like to believe in facts, and faith is very important. So situations in which our belief system doesn't match up with reality, I would give that a -10, because that is really, really bad. Now, remember, this doesn't measure the probability of the actual outcomes. This just measures how much we have to lose. So let's add these up. Best possible outcome is the polls are real and we believe in them. But you're leaving yourself vulnerable to 3 other outcomes, and you have a lot to lose if you're wrong. If the polls are fake and you don't believe them in any way, that's a neutral outcome. And if you're wrong about that, then it could be better, but it could be worse too. I think of this as kind of balanced. This is a funny one. If the polls are real and Joe Biden is actually #1, but you don't believe in it, then that means that Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Andrew Yang, and Pete Buttigieg just wasted nearly $1 billion in lost productivity while Joe Biden was the winner the whole time. That sucks. But that scenario is not even as bad as if the polls aren't real and you do believe in them. So if you choose to believe in the polls, that is only good if the polls are real. If you choose to believe in the polls, you run the risk of the worst possible scenario if you're wrong. And in terms of risk management, that is so incredibly dangerous. If instead you choose to not believe the polls, then if you're right that the polls are fake, then, you're not going to win or lose either way. You just keep where you're at. But if you're wrong about that and you don't believe in real polls, then sure, you're going to, at least you tried, but you're going to lose. But you're protecting yourself from the worst possible outcome in that sense. In conclusion, as long as we don't have evidence or we can audit these polls, having blind faith, believing in these polls, makes you vulnerable to the worst possible outcome. They might be fake. In conclusion, are the polls real? Are they accurate? Maybe. We don't really have evidence either way. Should we believe in them? Hell no.